Representative Randolph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to revisit that last answer. What statute did that violate from Representative Kier's question?
Representative Bray.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's the one that placed public-private partnerships into statute, and that was what, last year or year before?
Representative Randolph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What part of having the legislature vote to decide to privatize Alligator Alley would violate that statute as it stands now?
Representative Bray.
As it stands right now, you have the LBC to overlook that. That was the intent of the legislature when they set that up.
Representative Randolph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So the amendment from the Senate wouldn't violate the statute. It would just change the statute to allow the legislature, the full legislature, to vote on privatization. Is that correct?
Representative Bray.
Once again, if you allow every PPP that would come into the state in dealing with the DOT, then what you would wind up with is a broken down system, and it would upset the system of public-private partnerships.
Representative Randolph.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So we have, I don't know, 8 to 10 toll roads in this state, and you're suggesting that would clog down the legislature, to have the legislature decide whether multi-billion-dollar projects that are going into the hands of private corporations, particularly many of them foreign corporations, that would suddenly bog down a legislature that passes hundreds of bills every year?
Representative Ray, are you going to yield to Representative Glorioso?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, when we passed this legislation a little over 2 years ago, we put checks and balances in that legislation to ensure that the present value of dollars were looked at, that the cost analysis was done. There was a lot of analysis that DOT must do prior to presenting it to the LBC. At that time, we even discussed whether it should come to the floor or not. And we felt that the LBC oversight was just the final check and balance that it needed, that all the other checks and balances that we put in place would be adequate to get the job done.
Representative Jenny. Oh, I'm sorry, Representative Randolph, another question?
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I noticed in the strike all as well as we're eliminating the we're eliminating the fact that bonds issued by expressway authorities and toll road authorities will no longer be backed by the full faith and credit of the state. What is the purpose of that, and what will that do to the bond ratings of expressway authorities and the toll roads?
Representative Glorioso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Currently, all expressway authorities have the authority to bond themselves. None of them are backed by the state. The only one that cannot do its own bonding is the Hillsborough County Expressway Authority. This gives them that authority, the same authority that all the other expressway authorities have. That's what this is doing.